Hakeem Jeffries. You know, we got to give Jose props. Like, again, him and his group, they really have been hitting the ground pretty hardcore. He's done multiple videos where he has confronted politicians, particularly those that represent his district and New York state. He has confronted AOC. He's confronted Jamal Bowman. He also I think he confronted Mike Pompeo too at one point. He's confronted multiple politicians, and now he has confronted Hakeem Jeffries, who I think is one of the most arrogant, corrupt corporate politicians that we have in DC right now. And I think he's on his way. I think he's on his way to becoming something even bigger if he continues to play the DNC's game, which is what he has been doing. So Jose confronted Hakeem Jeffries in reference to the Nord Stream pipeline. Let's hear what Jose had to say.
The UN Security Council had a meeting yesterday, and Ray McGovern spoke to it. He is a former member of the CIA, and he testified in support of Seymour Hersh's article on the United States bombing Nord Stream pipeline. If it is proven that the United States bombed the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, as has been asserted by Seymour Hersh and his article, will you call for the United States to acknowledge and admit that that was an act of war against Germany and Russia? And I'm asking this because this may be the only way to prevent the rest of us from being killed in a thermonuclear war. And I don't want to be fried. Don't you think the media should be reporting on whether or not this is true? And don't you think you should be inquiring into whether or not this is true?
Well, thank you for the question.
So Jose is referring to the article that was written by Seymour Hersh, where he mentioned that it was the United States that actually blew up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. The White House has issued a statement, of course, saying that that is utterly false and complete fiction. That is exactly what they said in the statement. But Seymour Hersh there is a award-winning journalist. This is not someone who just came about yesterday. Like, he has reported on the Vietnam War. He's reported on Richard Nixon. He's been around for a long time. So let's go back into this and hear Hakeem Jeffries' response.
One, I've got no information to suggest that the United States was involved in bombing the Nord Stream pipeline.
Because you weren't briefed on it.
Sir, you got your chance to ask a question.
So give me an opportunity to respond.
You weren't given information because he explicitly says you weren't briefed on it. Shouldn't you inquire?
So here's what I'll say about, I think, President Biden's leadership generally as it relates to the Ukraine and Russia.
We committed an act of war. What are you doing to respond to that? We have to hold Biden accountable. So listen, you're from Brooklyn, right? You know when to call bullshit when you see it. So do I. This is bullshit right now. And I see what's happening right now. That does not silence me. So, you can hear me right now.
So what has happened is they pulled the microphone away. That's why he's walking over. So that's why he said that doesn't silence me. He's still going to talk.
I want you to say something about the bombing, because we're all going to die from a nuclear war right now unless you stop it and you at least put and inquire into whether or not it's true. This war in Ukraine is going to leave us all dead. So what are you going to do? Because you need to inquire. I'm a New Yorker too.
Here's what I'll say.
Say it.
We're going to continue to stand with the Ukrainian people.
That's fucking bullshit. Do not do that. You will end us all dead.
This war.
Do you see? Hakeem Jeffries does not care. He doesn't care. I told you he's one of the most arrogant, doesn't care at all. He said, we will continue to stand with the Ukrainian people. None of them really want to answer this question about this pipeline. This isn't the first politician that's been asked about this question. They don't really want to ask. First, they say they don't really know about it. Then they're like, oh, yeah, I know. I heard about that. No, it's not true. They don't want to talk about that.
Against
we need peace. We need talks. Why are you sabotaging talks? Do not put your hands on me. We need peace talks. I am not going to take this. We need peace talks. You are leaving. Listen. Did you even read the allegations?
Do you see how complacent the audience members are? Notice how they're just sitting there, very calm, very propagandized. A lot of the American people are. They have no idea what's going on. Most of them probably have no idea what article Jose is referring to, because most of them don't read independent media, right? So they're totally lost. And this is what I want people to understand. The majority of American people, they are lost. They're lost when it comes to foreign policy. They're lost when it comes to economic issues. They're lost when it comes to diplomacy. They're lost when it comes to domestic policy and how our government actually functions and how it works. The majority are lost. And so they just look at someone like Jose and they're like, why is this guy being this way? Why is he interrupting Hakeem? It's a sad state of affairs.
The battle between
how about
truth
accountability,
and propaganda,
not airheadedness?
and it's a battle between
How
tyranny
about
and
bridges,
freedom,
not bombs?
and democracy,
How about
truth, and
conversations,
freedom will
not
prevail,
cremation?
and the United States is going to help make sure
Diplomacy,
that happens.
not destruction. How about that?
I want to ask
How
you to
about
join me for
You
a round of
goddamn
applause
airhead,
for
you're gonna
Congressman
kill us all.
Hakeem Jeffries.
I don't want to die in a goddamn nuclear war, and
We
nobody
certainly appreciate
does.
freedom of speech.
The UN
If you notice there at the end, Hakeem Jeffries was smiling. And people wonder how someone like him can get reelected because, number one, he has a lot of money. He gets a lot of money from super PACs. He heavily supports the state of Israel. He was another one. He was handpicked. He was handpicked. Now, it wasn't just Jose, because there was another person that was there with Jose. And see, this is one of the people that they wouldn't allow to talk. It says, Gajan girl, tonight, I and a few others attended an event featuring Representative Jeffries. As part of the Q&A, he allowed for 3 questions. The first question was a simple one. Jeffries did not like the second. Mine was the third. And so Lucy, who you guys know is Blue Moon Red Wine, she was one of the people that confronted AOC. She shared this. So if you'll notice, you look at the video, there's a mic stand here, but notice how she doesn't have a microphone. So listen to this.
Yeah, we really could use a mic. I want to hear your question. I have a mask because I have asthma and I don't want to be taking it off. There's a pandemic. I need the mic.
Okay. It looks like it's not going to work out to take your question.
No,
so we'll try to address it.
No.
But
I should be able to speak.
I'm going to ask the final question up here.
She wants to speak. Why are you afraid for her to speak?
Why you don't have a microphone? But
That's all I need is a mic.
So they don't want to let her speak because they said she doesn't have a microphone and she has on a mask. And the reason why she has on the mask is because she has asthma. She explains this later on in the tweet, but they're basically telling her that she can't speak because she doesn't have a microphone, but they took the microphone. So this is on purpose.
Why are you afraid for her to ask a question?
As a last question. Are you a student?
I'm a graduate of CUNY, Yvonne J.
Are you a student?
She's a graduate of CUNY.
Yes.
So last question.
Last question. Okay.
Tell us
Last
in your-
No, sir! She wants to speak!
The minority party. The majority party.
Last question. As a lifelong Jewish resident of New York City, I have a question.
The question was about what will
At
it take
AIHeart, you once
for us to
commented
go from the
in New
minority
York
party to
City,
the majority party. I
we
think
consider Jerusalem the
it's
sixth
important to
borough.
make the point
Israeli citizens with
that
universal.
See, notice how he's talking over her. So he's not letting her speak. Let me fast forward a little bit here because you can see what happens when they come over. Luckily, she did write it down. So I'm going to show you guys what she was trying to say. Twitter videos always do this. Why do Twitter videos do this, man? Let me come out. Go ahead. And pause. I really do hate that Twitter videos do this, you guys. Let me try to refresh it. Eric, can you try to refresh it and see if it does it? Because, Yeah, for some reason, videos on Twitter is like sometimes when I stop them and I try to go back, like it does stuff like that. It'll just give me the swirls. Okay. Let me try it now.
I could use a mic. I want to hear your question. I have a mask because I have asthma and I don't want to be
In a midterm election, we were expecting to lose 40, 50, or 60 seats.
So, see?
The last time that we lost
This
in
is
a
not
midterm
democracy.
election
Let us Jeffries, you got $3 billion to Israel. Get a question. Brooklyn. Fellow Brooklyn over here. Let us give a question.
You're welcome to come to any town hall meeting that I have. I have regularly in Brooklyn. You can come to North Stuyvesant. You can come to Canarsie. You can come to Western, Coney Island. You can come to Brownsville, East New York. But don't disrespect this puny town hall meeting right now.
Okay, so let's go on here because I do want to show you what she was trying to say. And it says here, this is the question that she was not allowed to ask. I don't know why. Eric, is there a way to make this larger to increase the thanks? All right. Jeffries proceeded to talk over me and avoided my question below. As a New York woman and a member, of the Jewish community speaking for millions impacted by his policies, I would have hoped he would afford me in the concept of democracy basic respect, but he failed to do so. And this is what he was trying. I don't know what that is.
What do you make it about Biden not showing up? You showing up before he did.
Hold on one second. I'm not sure why there's another video playing. Eric, can you?
The real president.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That shouldn't be playing. Thanks. Okay, going back. So this is what she was trying to say. As a longtime Jewish resident of New York City, I have a question. At AIPAC, you once commented in New York City, we consider Jerusalem the sixth borough. She's not exaggerating. He did say that. Israeli citizens have universal health care coverage. We in the U.S. don't. 68,000 plus die every year from a lack of Medicare for all. We suffer from homelessness and crumbling infrastructure. You can see that right outside from where we are now, with much of it impacting women and people of color. Your job as New York representative is to help New Yorkers and U.S. citizens. Organizations such as Amnesty International have documented Israel's right-wing apartheid and ethnic cleansing policies. Jerusalem isn't in the U.S. East Palestine, Ohio, which is being poisoned right now due to Trump and Biden's neglect, is. I want to know if you're willing to condemn Israel's human rights violations and call for the $3.8 billion the U.S. gives them every year to be repurposed for U.S. citizens right here. Excellent question. And I really wish she would have had the opportunity to answer that, to ask that question. So I thought that would have been great if everybody else could have heard what she was trying to say. But again, notice her microphone was removed. That's all on purpose. Now, she went on to say, I want to go ahead and show here. She was sharing this with other people. I think she tagged me somewhere, and that's how I saw this. Yeah, I was tagged right there. Let me come back out. And then there's other people that responded too. But I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her because she didn't get the opportunity to get that out. Now, Lucy, Blue Moon, Lucy captured a lot of this as well. So there's the letter there. Let me see if she gave the other one. I want to make sure I got the last from Jose's speech as well. Yeah, that was the part 2. Yeah, this is the other one. I thought there was another one. Let me go ahead and share this one as well. So this is her again.
There's a pandemic. I need the mic.
Okay. It looks like it's not going to work out to take your question.
No,
so we'll try to address it in a different way.
See, she said, I need the mic. So that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to get a mic. So apparently they had microphones set up, but I guess for whatever reason, when it came to her, well, I think we know why. When it came to her question, they removed the microphone. So that way the question couldn't be asked. Now, why would they do that? Because the question was about the state of Israel. That's why.
But let me ask I'm going to ask a final question up here.
She wants to speak. Why are you afraid for her to speak?
Why you don't have a microphone? But
That's all I need is a mic.
Why are you afraid for her to ask a question?
As a last question.
Are you a student?
I'm a graduate of CUNY, John Jay.
Are you a student?
She's a graduate of CUNY.
Yes.
So last question.
Last question. Okay, last question.
She wants to speak.
Last question.
See?
As a lifelong Jewish resident of New York City, I have a question.
The question was about what will
I'm
it take
iHeart. He
for...
wants.
See, he's such a pompous ass. You see how he's just... And why are they sitting in chairs that look like thrones? This is terrible.
Commented in New York City, we consider Jerusalem the sixth borough. Israeli citizens have universal health care link.
In a midterm election where we were
We in the United States do not.
40, 50, or
68,000 plus die every year from lack of.
This is not democracy. Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her get her question in. Brooklyn. Fellow Brooklynite right here. Let her get her spit. Let her get her talking.
You're welcome to come to any town hall meeting that I have.
You're here now. You're asking what? Let her ask the question. She's here now. Let her ask the question. She's here now. This is democracy, right? We the people, right? Let her ask her question. Hakeem, let her ask her question.
I'm going to ask you to please leave. I'm going to ask you to leave.
Let her ask the question.
Ask questions of Democratic leader.
We the people. Remember that. East New York in the building. You shut up. East New York in the building.
So if I might invite everybody to join me on this side.
Let her speak. We the people. Don't forget that. Don't forget that when you're up in Washington. We the people.
Let me thank the students who are here. Thank you for your willingness to use your skills, your talents, your ability to try to make the world
This
a better
is
place.
who's representing us. This is
This
who's representing us.
The dysfunction and the excess that we see in our democracy.
Disgusting.
American democracy is still...
Such a pompous ass. Like, I really, oh God, it makes me cringe. It really does. It bothers me. Doesn't it bother you? But that's Hakeem Jeffries confronted. Now, that woman who was trying to speak, she wasn't yelling at Hakeem Jeffries. She just wanted a chance to ask her question. That's it. That's it.